Love it or leave it.
And we're back. Please welcome back to the stage Matt Rogers, Tony Hawk, and Liv Hewson. Hi, everybody.
Thanks for coming back.
Where should we be?
Someone,
Do I need to move over?
No, you stay there.
Okay.
Malcolm's coming around with a chair.
Okay.
All right. Now it's time for the rant wheel. You know how it works. We spin the wheel wherever it lands. We rant about the topic. Ooh, it's a new rant wheel. We redesigned it. Although somebody had an idea, which is like, why not put the little arrow on the side so that everyone can read it when it lands? Next week? Hell yeah. You know what I mean? Like, why would it be on top? It doesn't make any sense. It should be right here, and it should be flipped. This week on the wheel, Brokeback Mountain is becoming a play with music. When your umbrella turns inside out, Resellers, the streaming service wars, La La Land, having a start time for an event that is an hour to an hour and a half earlier than you actually want people to show up, Ticketmaster's hatred of the American people, and the Gwyneth Paltrow ski case. Let's spin the wheel. It has landed on having a start time for an event an hour to an hour and a half before you want people to actually show up. I believe this was Liv's suggestion.
Yeah. If you tell me what time to be somewhere, I'm going to get there at that time because I respect you. Don't fuck me around. Now, I'm here and you're setting out chips and I'm sitting in a chair alone looking like an idiot, showing you nothing but love. And we're protecting your shitty friends who don't know how to be on time to anything. And where does that leave me? I mean, for God's sake. Oh, I had to tell people to show up at 7 because everyone's actually going to show up at 9. Why are you babying them? When do I get babied? You know?
Right.
Why isn't the party fucking scheduled around me for once? I'm doing everything right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that was so important. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I do think when you have a party, you
do this, don't you?
No, I don't. No. Here's what I do.
You're playing devil's advocate live.
Here's what I think.
No, go on.
If you say your party is going to start at say 9, you know that really most people aren't showing up before 9:30, but you also know that you have the Livs in your life that are going to show up right at 9, and they're the heroes. I think they're the heroes because then when the main thrust of guests show up, the people you really want to impress, there's already bodies in there.
I don't want to be a body. I don't want to be a body in a room. I want to be your guest.
Agree to disagree. Let's spin it again. Oh, it has landed on the Gwyneth Paltrow ski case. This is my suggestion. All right. Everybody, I can't tell what you think I'm going to say, but here's what I'm going to say. I understand and respect why the internet turned on Gwyneth Paltrow. I understand why it happened. There are good and legitimate reasons for it to have happened. However, it is into that climate, that hostile climate, that the fact that, in what sounds very funny, Gwyneth Paltrow is being sued for having knocked over an elderly man on a ski slope in, I believe, Utah.
Is that what it's about?
Yeah, that's what it's about. And the facts, when you first hear them, sound absolutely atrocious for Gwyneth Paltrow. He's an old man. He had a concussion. He broke several ribs. He was an optometrist. His life was never the same. He was old from that day forward.
She said nothing and skied away.
She skied away.
She said nothing and skied away.
Now that is the set of facts that the internet has presented to you because the people posting these things knows what the internet wants, and the internet will have what it wants. The internet will be fed. The internet eats first. Now,
Where does this leave Goop?
I'll tell you where this leaves Goop. Not in a great place. But here's the thing. I did something earlier this week, which is I took mushrooms and then did a deep dive on this case. And I am here to tell you something, all right? I can't know for certain. I wasn't on Bandana Run that day. But it is my opinion, based on truly a shocking amount of research involving documents and 2 hours of videos of testimony, including both opening arguments by the defense attorney and the plaintiff's attorney, and the main testimony by the plaintiff's key witness. I really dove deep. And it is my personal view that Gwyneth Paltrow is being scammed. Gwyneth Paltrow is right. She is innocent, and that is why she has countersued for $1 instead of settling, is because she is being railroaded. The internet is wrong. Here's what actually happened. Here's what actually happened. And some of this stuff is not in dispute. Brian wants the show to end. I don't care. I don't care. The truth will out. He claims, this man claims that Gwyneth Paltrow skied into him, he flew across the ground, and she skied away. The problem is the $3.1 million lawsuit was about the fact that it was a hit and run. But the court threw out the hit and run because actually she didn't leave. She never fucking left. She stayed there for, according to the defense, 7 minutes, but even according to the fucking plaintiffs, at least 3 to 4 minutes, and she didn't leave until the ski patrol said she could. Why did the ski patrol say she could leave? Because everyone said that they were okay. And not only did everyone say they were okay, everyone agreed that that man hit Gwyneth Paltrow, and he apologized. And everyone saw that. In fact, the ski instructor that was with Gwyneth Paltrow skied down the hill and filed a report. In that report, he said, the man hit Gwyneth Paltrow from behind. She was the victim. He says it in 2 places. He filed it. Nobody on that hill disagreed, not the witness, not the man who was hit. But that instructor, as he was skiing away, everyone says they're fine. Everyone's okay. That instructor, just as he's turning away, as almost like a joke, as an aside, he says, hey, your buddy just took out Gwyneth Paltrow. At which point, that man sits back down. Suddenly, he doesn't feel so good. They get the ski patrol to take him down in a toboggan. And then he decides that he's going to file a lawsuit because he didn't know he hit Gwyneth Paltrow because she had a helmet and goggles on. Now, is what I'm saying true? I don't know.
Well, you were on mushrooms.
And the weirdest part is, halfway through my research, Gwyneth Paltrow appeared before me and handed me some kind of a stone egg. Now, counterpoint, bone broth is not a lunch. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Did they call Apple Martin to the stand like they were threatening?
They're going to.
Okay, this is really huge because this is an opportunity for Apple Martin to take out her mother and take over Hollywood. And it's important to me that she do it.
So the
youth will inherit. The rich youth.
One other fact. The key witness for the plaintiff said that you know what? I think you've heard enough.
He goes, yeah.
Are you part of the legal team?
I want to be part of the legal team. Call me. Let's spin it again. I really did go deep.
Did you?
Brokeback Mountain becoming a play with music.
Can you guys guess this one's going to be me?
Matt?
Okay, so it hit the news that Brokeback Mountain is becoming a play with music. What I have to say to this is, shut the fuck up and sing. This should be a musical. Play with music?
What's a play with music?
It's just like they're dangling a carrot in front of us like it could have been a musical, but no, gays, we're still not giving it to you. Just like we're not giving you the Best Picture Oscar we as the gays deserved. Crash was one of the worst movies of all time. Don't get me on my soapbox about it because I will never get off. It's a play with music. You've cast Mike Feist or Feist. I don't know if it's pronounced like the singer of 2004's 1, 2, 3, 4 or not. You've cast him. He was in West Side Story. He's got a perfectly lovely voice. And Lucas Hedges, who I'm going to guess by the way he dresses, can sing. So basically, we have 2 actors here who are more than capable of singing the music of Brokeback Mountain. Here's a pitch for a song. Who's going to eat the beans? Parentheses, one of us has to bottom. Was it that you couldn't get someone to write the score? I'm right fucking here. I am right fucking here. We all would have thrown our fucking hats in the ring. Andrew Lloyd Webber is out there writing anything. Just ask someone to write the goddamn score. A play with music. I don't want to hear it. It's ridiculous. Gay people, once we hear music, we begin to sing. So if you're gonna have gay people on stage and music's gonna play and they're not gonna break into song when the emotions get too big in a story as old as time, like Brokeback Mountain, and they're not gonna begin to sing, you are missing an opportunity. And I'm certainly not going to the West End to see this. I will go to Broadway to see it if it transfers. That's what I have to say about that.
There's a Defying Gravity sitting right there with a song called It Could Be Like This, Just Like This, Always, parentheses, Someone Has to Bottom.
Yes! Are you talking to me? You're talking to me and you're saying that Michelle Williams moment where, first of all, this could be a featured actress Tony win. And you're taking that from Carrie Butler. The gay people in the audience sort of know what I'm saying. You've taken that opportunity away from a character actress when you don't allow a spoken word, stepped out, sung soliloquy of the moment when she sees them in a driveway kissing. That is a bonkers Tony Award winning song. And then the moment where she says, "You don't go up there to fish," that's an anger ballad, mama.
Yes.
So good. He's
Jack
so good.
Twist, Jack Nasty.
Yes, Jack Twist, Jack Nasty, or Nasty as they said.
And what is a play with music?
A
What
play
does
with
that
music
mean?
is an insult. That's what it is. It's another moment in history where we're being disrespected. And we should all be angry, and I can tell you all are. You're just tired.
Let's spin it again. You're just tired.
Oh.
When your umbrella turns inside out.
There is nothing more mortifying in this world. I'd rather a strong wind blow my dress up and expose my underwear than for my umbrella to be turned inside out. That is so, and when it happens, I know it's happened to everybody in here. You feel like a vaudeville clown. It's embarrassing. You're like, oh my God. You're like, people are looking at me. And we live in LA, and you know, we have this crazy ass weather that we're not used to, and the umbrella culture here sucks. The umbrellas are not sturdy enough to withstand this Armageddon weather at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, so that's how I feel about it. So embarrassing.
There's no good way to fix it. You're struggling like this, then eventually
It's
you just
so
give up and you kind of hit the ground with it.
Well, people that continue to carry the upside, that's like, it's over. You know, just throw that bitch out.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Yes.
Let's spin it again. It has landed on Resellers.
Oh man, such an elitist problem. Okay, so a few years ago, a phenomenon started where people would sort of stalk me at hotels and airports. They knew I was flying into town for an event or whatever, and then they had skateboards, and they want me to sign the skateboards, and they'd go and sell them on eBay or whatever. And I respected the hustle. I was like, you spend all day outside the airport. That's impressive, I guess. I don't know. Is it worth it? I guess. And I was kind of honored by it. Then they started hacking into my email accounts, my airline accounts, to find out when I would be flying, where I was flying to. Even if it was just a family event, we would be going, like, we visit my father-in-law in Fort Lauderdale, and they're just outside the airport, lots of them, to the point where I kind of had to start running away from them because I couldn't appease all of them. And so it was starting to get a little tricky. And then last weekend, this is why it's so fresh and why I'm ranting. Last weekend, I did a public appearance at my friend's skate shop opening. He had a bunch of legendary skaters there. it was kind of a scene. There were people were driving from all over the country to come see this original crew. We were called the Bones Brigade. We're all old now, but we're still around. And thank you. And then it was completely monopolized by resellers. All these people coming in, mostly from LA, no offense. But they had all these skateboards and items, and they were pushing forward in front of kids and families and trying to get these autographs that they're going to sell. And I just know because I can kind of see them, but it got hard to differentiate between the true fans and the resellers. And eventually it was just too overwhelming. They had to shut the doors and literally like leaving kids in tears because we couldn't do anything about it. So I no longer respected the hustle in that moment. And so it's just become a very big challenge in my life, and wham, people want my autograph.
I can give you some tips after the show for what to do.
They're here, by the way. If you saw people outside with skateboards, that's them. Yeah.
We have to
Awesome.
And tonight was the first
create
time
a
I
human
walked-
shield around Tony Hawk. Everyone gather after.
We got your
We'll
back,
be his
Tony.
angels. We'll surround him. But we'll kind of like in
Someone in the
Tony's
audience just said
Angels.
Tony's Angels.
That was awesome.
That's cool.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That's why I came here.
And that's why he came here. Oh. I'm such a pro. Don't you think, Matt?
Yes, I think you're the host of the year.
I mean, it's March.
It's March. Well, we were saying backstage, astrologically, it's been a really bad start to the year. But now is the time when it's turning around in the equinox. So now is your moment.
And on that note, when we come back, we'll end on a high note.